We're off here with the Derby, the second game here tonight. That of the Caribbean Alliance Gold Cup between Vieux Central and, of course, Vieux South. Dwayne Laurentine was on the end of this one, not receiving it. Elva. Oh, first goal there by Titus Elva. Very early. Central Vieux pouncing on this one and taking the lead on Vieux South. 1-0. Ernie Nanton committed himself and giving a free kick to Central Vieux. And it was no other Titus Elva to put this one at the back of the net. Ernie Nanton flashes it wide, finding his man. Throw in there to Central Vieux to be taken there on the far side. Look like Max Serie there on the far side. Through in there to Vieux South. Ernie Sadat in control. Oh, good turn there. Central Vieux in control of the ball game, and this one is coming across. Dwayne Lawrenson is clearing. Damon Phillip. And you see Anthony Butu-Jabatis is just clutching his thigh and going down on his knees. Seems to be in some pain. Very early, it's 1-0 in favor of Central Vieux at the derby here in Vieux. Central Vieux coming up against Vieux South. Tyrone Clark, Ernie Nanton is looking for Damon. Damon is in a very tough battle there. He was in a battle with Moffat. Through in there by Francis Samuel, finding Dwayne Lawrenson, and Lawrenson was robbed by Alwyn. Lawrenson again. He was trying to find Damon there. Throw into Vieux South. Francis Samuel with the throw. Damon is turning. Nanton looking for his man. Savory, and they were robbed. Some good control by Tyrone Clark. Francis Samuel. Ball is still with Francis Samuel. He was dispossessed. A burst of fury there by Wilbur Moffat on the near side, crossing this one. Oh, that's the second one there for Central Vieux. Oh my God, the dreadlocks man. And he's celebrating. That's Jones there, Jefferson Jones. And the second one. And it looks to me this one will be pulled back. Jefferson was in an offside position. Well, it's still 1-0. Still 1-0 here in favor of Central Vieux. Well, the goal has been given. The goal has been given. The goal has been given. Yes, of course, Jefferson Jones. For a moment, there was a little controversy. The man in the middle was called on the far side by his official. And I'm supposing it was for some misconduct of a player. A yellow card was shown. Central Vieux taking the lead very early in the first half of our second game. Let me make mention to you, we'll be back here tomorrow with action of the Caribbean Alliance Gold Cup in the main trophy. Soufrière will be coming up against Micoud, and of course All Blacks from Denver will play Gros-Islet. Oh, and Anthony Boutou, Jean-Baptiste is clutching his fire. That's the second time he has been down on the surface area, and I think he's calling for the medical team. He needs some attention. And let me remind you that you're watching Courtesy Winners TV. A very interesting matchup here, the derby between Vieux Fort South and of course Central Vieux Fort. Earlier on, Mabuya Valley Legends, they got the better of Ancillary. They were locked at a 2-all in regulation time, and of course in extra time, none of them found the whole onion bag. And it was Simon Robinson with 2 brilliant saves to put Mabuya Valley into the semi-finals. When it came to penalty shootouts. So back here with the game, Anthony Boutou Jean-Baptiste is behind the ball, as you could see a clear picture of him right there. Is looking to find his man wide. A ball is back with Jean-Baptiste. Tigot trying to find Ernie. Well taken care of. Tigot again trying to find Ernie. And this ball is put into touch. Pressure is being applied there by Vieux Fort South. Nanton. Sudat pushing this one into a touch there. Ophir Savory trying to put this one in the surface area there. A clearance from a Central Vieux Fort. Ball is shadowed out there. Some good ball control there by Brian. Douglas Maslin with the throw, finding Brian. Brian Maslin. He's robbed in the process. Jean-Baptiste. Wilbur Moffat. Jean-Baptiste again. Moffat. Oh, what a good ball there. Well cut off again by the Dreadlocks, moving in defense there for Vieux Fort South. And the ball is put into touch there for throwing to the boys decked in the pink and black. Central Vieux Fort. Ernie Sudat takes on his man quite perfectly, finding Tigot Maslin. Maslin is trying to lift this one in the area very dangerously. And well taken by Jeff Emmanuel, a.k.a. Bosco. Clearance again. And Ravino losing balance there. And Tigot fire in this one. This one was wide of the left up right of Jeff's goal. No problems whatsoever for the custodian in goal for Vieux Central. And of course, Vieux Central very early in this encounter in the lead. Let's see Wilbur Moffat there. This one is launched forward by Vital. Wilbur shadowing his man quite perfectly. Samuel trying to find his man there. And again, ball is going into a touch there for throwing. Throwing to be taken by Dylan Moffat. Looking for Wilbur Moffat. This one is put into touch. It looks to me by Francis Samuel. Dylan Moffat again with the throw. Well won by Ophia Sivry. Missing this one completely is Francis Samuel. And is given chase there by Roger Winter. Laurentin is looking for the man moving forward there. And it looks to me like Sudat was in an offside position. Jeff is giving some instructions there. This one was well won by Sivry. Anthony Butu-Jabatis is just skipping this one there, allowing it to go in the Dutch for a throw-in. Dylan Moffat with the throw. Finding his man. Vital spreads it, trying to find a Wilbur. A throw into Central. Vieux South, that is Dwayne Laurentin. Finding Nantan, and it's back with Dwayne. Dwayne is trying to find Ernie Sudat. Sudat was robbed in the process. And the ball was just given away there. Alwyn Harris trying to find his man. Gal looking for Ernie. And Sudat is ruled offside. Dwayne Laurentin finds his man. Sudat. He was trying to find Gal on the far side, and the ball is just racing away from Gal into touch. A throw in there to a Central Vieux forward. Gal is trying to find Damon, and Damon is ruled offside. A clear picture there of Dwayne Laurentin working very hard with the number 16 on his back. A shadow there by Dylan Moffat. Ul Vital laces this one forward. Oh, outside of the foot there from Wilbur Moffat. Oh, this one is blazed over the transversal. Central Vieux Fort. It's very hot here tonight. Ernie Nunton. Back to his defender. Sudat right now. Trying to find Gal. Gal can't control this one. Savory. Savory was finding Damon and just couldn't handle this one there in the passage of time. Earl Vital brings this ball forward. Looking for Dylan Moffat. Moffat finding Wilbur Moffat. The combination of the Moffats. One too many. Savory taking care of him. Damon Phillip. Back to Savory. Savory was looking for Ernie Sudat. Ball is back with Savory. Savory not claiming the ball in the manner that he would have wished. Alwyn Harris finding Ravino. Ravino is finding his man. That's Max Seria. Sudat. Back to Sudat from Gal. Damon in control. Finding Savory. Dwayne Laurentin. Dwayne Laurentin trying to square it for Gal. And then the number 7. Alwyn trying to square it wide. And they were robbed. And the referee had all the fox there. Whistling in favor of Vieux South. Very early here in the first half, they are down by 2-0. Marcelin whips this one in the area. Ahead of Marcelin go up again. And the clearance there. Some control in there not been done that properly. Francis Samuel trying to find Dwayne Laurentin. And Dwayne can't cross it. Is met with Benoit. Curtis Benoit proving to be very good there in defense. A throw to be taken by Francis Samuel. Finding Damon. And again, ball is back into the defense. Nunton for South. He was looking for Ernie Sudat, but the ball is back with Nunton. Tyrone Clark is trying to lift this one overhead. Looking for Savory. And some very good defending again on the part of Central Vieux Fort. This ball is off the Vieux Fort South player. Throw into Central Vieux Fort. Ernie Nanton finding his man. That was Tyrone Clark, and Tyrone Clark is making a mess out of this one. Jeff Emmanuel goes across, finds Dylan Moffat. Dylan is looking for his man moving forward, but Ernie Nanton was there. Tyrone Clark is unable to control this one. Dylan Moffat again with the throw. Augustine has been introduced into the game. Through in there, finding Jabatis. Jabatis is turning on his man. Through in there by Jabatis. Was looking for Alwyn, but ball is back with Jabatis. He's taking on his man quite perfectly, making his way into the final third. Handle ball spotted there by the referee. Anthony Butu-Jobatis will try to whip this one there in the area. Wilbur Moffat is in the area there. Irwin Ravino is in the area. Dylan Moffat is positioning himself in this area there again. Very low, and Irwin was trying to flick it past the keeper. There's no problem there for Edmund Jean Charles, the custodian in goal for Vieux Fort South. Francis Samuel almost gave this one away. Samuel with the throw, finding Nanton. Back with Samuel. Oh, some very good touches there from Tyrone Clark, and of course Ernie. Clark losing on this one there. Ernie Sudat finding his man, Tyrone Clark. This ball is in the path of Damon. And the whistle went there, sporting an infringement. Damon has been warned. Ravino is substituted. Curtis Benoit laces this one forward, looking for Wilbur Moffat, but finding the head of Tyrone Clark. Damon unable to control this one there. Throw in there to Vieux Fort South. Francis Samuel to do the honors. Samuel is finding his man. That's Dennis Charlton. He whistled this one across. Corner kick there to be taken there. Douglas Masler. Douglas Masler floating this one in the area. The heads go up and it's wide of the mark. Jeff goes wide. Ernie Nanton finding his man. That's Brian Masler. And the whistle of the referee went there. He's trying to caution a player there, having some words with him. Douglas Masler on this one again for Vieux Fort South. Lifting this one gently. Damon, short off target there. The shot was taken there by Brian Masler. Vieux Fort Central fighting at the back of the net very early, and of course maintaining the composure and still pouncing again on Vieux Fort South on the second time. As you could see, Jeff Emmanuel, aka Bosco, giving some orders. This one is a list of forward there. Ernie Sudata. A very poor shot there with Curtis Benoit skipping this one, allowing Jeff Emmanuel to take his time as he's shadowed there by Damon Phillip. Savory finding his man, and of course Charles again. It's a corner kick. A corner to Vieux Fort South. They are decked in all green, their traditional color. Douglas Teagout Masler with this one again. Sails this one in the area, and Jeff not collecting this one cleanly. And it looks to me like Damon was trying to whistle this one across here. And a good shot of the crowd coming to see the game. Lovely faces from Vieux Fort, enjoying the joke. Brilliant smiles on their face. Watching on. Douglas Masler with the corner again. Heads go up in defense for Central. Ernie Nanton receiving from Douglas, and heads go up in defense for Central Vieux Fort. Tyrone Clark is trying to turn, and he turned quite perfectly. Finding Douglas Masler. Masler straight to the gloves of Bosco. Bosco is finding Anthony Boutou-Jabatis, and he lets this one fly for Wilbur Moffat, and Moffat is not controlling this one. Nanton coming back. Boutou Savory looking for Sudat. Sudat is trying to take on his man. Sudat is missing this one completely there. And Central Vieux will come again with Anthony Butu-Jabatis. Ref has let the play move on for a moment. Effort Brian Maslin was the culprit there, but Anthony Butu-Jabatis wouldn't get the favor. Jeff lisses this one forward. Alvin Harris is looking for his man there again. Oh, and this is the third one. Oh my God. Jefferson Jones with his second one. Central Vieux 3-0 here in the first half of our second encounter. And you see Alvin Harris and Jefferson Jones going to the crowd and having a celebration there with their spectators. Jefferson Jones with the third one. 3-0 for Central Vieux against Vieux South. Dylan Moffat trying to dance, finding Butu-Jabatis. He's looking to play Jefferson Jones, but some nice work there in defense by Andy Gabriel. Vieux South is taking a beating here tonight by their neighbors, Central Vieux. And the break was on there for Wilbur Moffat, and Central Vieux is winning themselves a corner. Corner kick there to Central Vieux. A good work there by Andy Gabriel. Ernie Nanton clearing this one, the back heel there. Very strong breeze have been blown here. Andy Gabriel losing this one and winning it back. Is finding his man. Ophia Sivrit pushing it forward, looking for Ernie Sudat. Is well shadowed there on the far side. Is looking for Douglas Maslin. And Douglas Maslin is winning himself a corner kick. Well, the man in the middle spotted it quite perfectly. It went off Douglas Maslin, and he was obliged to go back for the ball because he's 3 goals down, and still his game is on. It's still in the first half. The teams have made a comeback, been 3-0 down. Douglas Masters trying to bring this one across. Some good defending there on the far side. Brian looking for his man. The ball is put in the touch there for a throw into Vieux South. To be taken there by Brian, finding Ernie Sudat. Ernie spreads it to Douglas Maslin. Maslin was looking for Damon Phillip, but the heads of the defense of Central Vieux was met, and now it's Anthony Boutou-Jabatis. It was in the path of Wilbur Morford, but Tyrone Clark knows much better there for Vieux South. He was trying to feed it between the two players there, but it looks to me like Ernie Sudat was bamboozled, and it's a free kick to Vieux South. Ernie Nanton. Vieux South looking to pull one back here in the first half of the game here tonight, which is our second game. Is a blaze. This one wide across the goal of Jeff Emmanuel, posing no threat whatsoever to Jeff's goal. The defense of Vieux South silenced here as Dylan Moffat brings this one forward, looking for his man. And Augustine still wants the ball there. Throwing again from Dylan Moffat. Augustine sits on the ground, and I think is trying to hobble it off. Most probably he was stepped on. The referee himself almost tumbled over. Douglas Maslin in the midfield region is trying to find Ernie Sudat. Well controlled by Ernie. And some very good work there by the Dreadlocks man in defense on the far side for Central Vieux Fort. Throw in there to Ernie Sudat for Vieux Fort South. Ernie. Tyrone Clark. Finding his man. Just above the transversal there, that of Jeff Emmanuel. It was Francis Samuel. A clear picture there of Francis Samuel. Sailing this one over the transversal of Jeff. Curtis Benoit to list this one forward for Central Vieux Fort. Francis Samuel putting it back in the heat. I just given the throw in there to Vieux Fort South. Francis Samuel with the throw. Finding Damon. Back to Samuel. Samuel squares it to Ernie Nanton. And Ernie is losing it to Jabatis. Jabatis goes wide. Looking for the man moving on the far side. 1-2 again. And it looks to me that Andy Gabriel will win the chase, and it's off the custodian from Central View forward. That's Benty. He's on Andy. Benty winning this one again. This one was in the direction of Andy. But Samuel winning this one. And of course, Dennis Charles was beaten to it as the ball trickles out for a throw. Dylan Moffat with the throw for Central View forward. Dennis Charles finding his man, and again the ball goes into touch. Throwing again to Vieux South. They are 3 goals down. Damon Phillip. And at the first half of our second encounter here tonight, that of the Caribbean Alliance Gold Cup Veterans Football for 2017-2018, the men championship, it's 3-0 in favor of Central View Fort. Not forgetting they're coming up against View Fort South. And let me make mention to you, you're viewing courtesy Winners TV, and of course tomorrow we'll be back here with the men championship in continuation. Soufriere will come up against Micoud Veterans, and of course All Blacks from Dennery to play Grosley Veterans. Well, we're back here with the second half of our second encounter here tonight, that of the Caribbean Alliance Gold Cup Veterans Football for 2017-2018. And that's the main championship. Let me remind you that there's 2 championships here in the tournament, the main championship and of course the plate championship. Last weekend we were down in Mabuya Valley with the plate championship. And it's 3-0 in favor of a Central View Fort, decked in the pink and black, coming up against View Fort South in the green kit. And Douglas Maslin winning the throw. Savory was well challenged. Titus was losing on this one there. And that's all happening here on the field of play. Mark Serio was bundled over. This is Wilbur Moffat. Oh, and Wilbur was trying to whisk it across goal, and Titus Elva was waiting for it. Just whisk away. It's a goal kick to View Fort South. And 3 goals has gone past Edmund Charles here tonight. The defense of Ernie Nunton and Tyrone Clark and Francis Samuel. Likewise, Andy Gabriel has been tormented by the Central Vieux Fort players. Sudat giving this one away, and a clearance again from the defensive third of Central Vieux Fort. Ernie Nunton heads go up with Tita Silva. Ernie winning this one and is squaring it wide, finding his man. That's St. Rose. Through in there to Vieux Fort South. And looking for the first goal here tonight. Vieux Fort South again will through this one. Tyrone Clark to do the honors this time. The heads of the defense go up. Clearance again. Not far enough. Ernie Nunton. Finding St. Rose. Delvin, that is. Looking for his man on the far side. Whistle went for a spot kick in favor of Vieux Fort South. And Nunton is the coach, is the assistant coach of Vieux Fort South, the senior team, winning Black Hat back-to-back. And they're looking very comfortable here in the final third of Central Vieux Fort. Delvin was passing this one back to Gal. A shot was taken. He spreads it wide to Gal. Some good movement of the ball there by Gal. Good block again with the shot taken there by Brian Maslin. A shot off target by Francis Samuel. Jeff Emmanuel looking for his man. And of course, he just couldn't keep this one in there. That's Benty. Free in there by Andy Gabriel. Finding Savory. Savory again finding his man, and he was robbed. Brian Master was robbed there of the ball. A wasted ball straight into the arms of Edmond Jean Charles. Is finding Nunton. And the boot to Jean-Baptiste. Getting past Nunton. Brian Master was trying to get comfortable with this one. Tyrone Clark. There. Looks to be like Wilbur Moffat on the far side, bringing this one across dangerously. Also pouncing on this one. Oh! Elva was just laying this one there for Benty. And he made a meal out of it. And he saw that. Wrong direction there. The ball was passed into the wrong direction. Douglas Malasne winning this one. Savory well controlling this one. Good ball there. Savory and is looking for his man to bring it across, and he's whistled offside. Trevor Modest was on the end of this one there, been whistled offside. Benty making his way out. Looks to me like Schwa Melcher been introduced into the game. And the player has remained on the surface area there. That's Tyrone Clark. Holding his fight in agony there. And Alwyn Harris is asking him to remain on the ground, and I think that he's badly hurt there. The players surrounding him, and of course the medical team is going to pay some attention there to Tyrone Clark. Of the playing area by the medical team. And of course you could hear the sounds of choice sounds. You're circumcised by choice sounds. Your ears are circumcised with music there by choice sounds. It's 3-0 for those who are just joining us. Vieux Central pounced 3 times in the first half of our second encounter here. Schwa Melcher giving chase. Good work there by Andy, finding Gal. Gal is trying to lift this one there in the path of his number 21, Trevor Modest. Some very good work there by Earl Vital. But still losing the ball there. It's a throw in to Vieux South. A back heel to Gyal. And his whistle offside. A throw in to a Central View forward to be taken by Butu. Butu finding Schwa Melcher, and he's hurried. Trying to take on his man, but well looked after there by a Maslin. That's Brian. Again, the ball is off Mark Serrier, throw in there to Vieux South. Douglas Maslin trying to find Savory. Anthony Butu-Jobatis squares it wide, looking for Wilbur Moffat. But the battle is won on the far side there. It looks to me like Francis Samuel. And see, Ernie Nunton is having a boot on this one away from Dylan Moffat. It's a throw in onto Dylan Moffat for Central View forward. Francis Samuel was on Wilbur Moffat there. Throw in again to View forward Central. Dylan Moffat with the throw for Central View forward. He was trying to find Wilbur, but he was well shadowed there by Samuel. Titus Elva is looking to find Wilbur. Some good work there. Throwing there to Vieux South, Savory. Playing with Nantan. Nantan is on the break. Finding Maslin. Maslin is back to Andy Gabriel. Nantan again. Some lovely touches, but giving it away to Andy Butu-Jobatis. He's trying to play his man on and miscontrol there by Titus Elva. Oh, Elva was trying to blaze this one into the back of the net. And I think it went over the fence. A clear picture there of Titus Elva, who has his son playing in the Bundesliga, that is for Stuttgart. And he's called Kanija Elva. He'd be so proud with his dad here tonight. He scored the first goal from a free kick. And Nantan listen this one forward. And the Butu-Jobatis is trying to find Titus Elva there. He's trying to take on his man. And well contested there by the Dreadlocks man. Ball is brought back by Augustine. Moffat is leaving this one alone for Maslin. That's Brian. The Dreadlocks man is trying to dance. This one was in the path of Wilbur, but well taken care of. The St. Rose trying to find the Dreadlocks man. Some very good work there by Sanson Poyat. Poyat on the ball, trying to shadow his man. A good turn there. Is finding Brian Maslin. Brian is listening this one forward. Well met again by the number 9. That's Earl Vital. And this one is headed by Nantan. A very good ball for Elva. And of course, some good goalkeeping again by Edmund John Charles. And it looks to me like Ernest Sudat was ruled offside. Melchior. Titus Silva losing on this one to Ernie Nanton. Poyot finding Douglas Maslin. Maslin is looking for Savory. A burst of fury there on the near side by Savory. But the ball will beat him to the task, going across the line for throwing. Vieux Fort Central will commence again from defense. Squares it wide to Shua. And Douglas Maslin is forced in Earl Vital to put this one into touch. Through in there by Andy Gabriel. Finding Douglas Maslin. He's trying to find Poyot. Modest. And again, you see, Eddie Sudat was trying to square this one there for Ophia Savory. A touch too heavy there. A goal kick to Central Vieux Fort. Earl Vital. Douglas Maslin. Well met there by Mark Seri. Clearance straight into the path of Andy Gabriel. Francis Samuel for Vieux Fort South. Trying to find his man, and some good defending again by Vital. Poyot spreads it wide. But not before the custodian there for Central Vieux Fort putting this one into touch. Through in there to Vieux Fort South. Looks to me like Central Vieux Fort is looking to defend a free goal cushion here. Alwyn looking to find his man. And Jabatas looking for Titus Silva, but Ernie Nanton is in the way. A ball is straight back to Jeff Emmanuel. And Jeff is looking for Shua. Shua is robbed by Andy. Andy finding Tigout Maslin, looking for Savory. Some good work in the back there by the number 9, that's Vital. Oh, what a save there by Bosco. Vieux Fort South will come again. And the whistle of the man in the middle went spotting a player remaining on the ground. That's Curtis Benoit. Well, he's helped himself, trying to kick it out. A very strong breeze here at the Philippe Margie Maslin ground. Titus receiving there from Shua and giving it this one away. Andy was looking for Douglas Maslin. The ball going out for throwing. Central Vieux Fort sharing the ball quite perfectly. Ernie Sudat trying to find his man. Clearance there for Central Vieux Fort. Andy looking for Gal. Gal bringing it across. Finding Sudat. Was well robbed by Alwyn. And of course finding Jabatis. Alwyn with Sudat being heavy on his back. Looking for his man moving forward. But some good control in there by Francis. Francis. Vital. Shua Melcher. Shua was robbed. Now it's Savory for Vieux Fort South. Poyot. And straight out of the hands of Bosco. Poyot finding the back of the net for Vieux Fort South. And it's 3-1 still in the favor of a Central Vieux Fort. Jeff Emmanuel spilled this one. Titus Elva on the ball. Andy Boutou Jabat is looking for Titus Elva and making the run forward. Shua Melcher trying to take possession, won by Poyot. The whistle of the man in the middle went. Spot kick to Vieux Fort Central. Poyot losing it to Irwin. Irwin losing it to Douglas Maslin. Clearance there by Bosco. Some very good work there by number 30. That's Max Serrier for Central Vieux Fort. A throw in there to Vieux Fort South to be taken by Douglas Maslin. They're looking for Poyot, but losing in the process. Some good touches there by Joseph, finding his man, and the ball is going out for a throw-in to be taken by Shua Melcher. Looking for Titi. Titus Elva turns very brilliantly. Looking to dance into the area. Bringing this one across. Looking for Wilbur Moffat. And Wilbur was losing it there to Francis Samuel. Samuel was putting it into touch. Through in there to Vieux Fort Central. And of course, Shua Melcher makes his way out. And it looks to me the goal scorer, that's Jefferson Jones making his way back in. He has a brace here tonight. Vieux Fort South. looking to build an attack on the far side with Ernie Sudat. Ernie was well shadowed there by Harris. A throw in there to Vieux South. Ernie Sudat trying to dance around his man. And the ball is ricocheted off Alwyn's sheen and into touch for a corner kick to Vieux South. It's Douglas Masson there for Vieux South. To take the corner on the far side. The strong gusty breeze being blown here across the ground. Gal is going to try to use the wind to bring this ball back in. And it's wide of the left upright of Jeff Emmanuel's goal. No problems whatsoever. You could see a clear picture at the top of the right-hand corner. Well, I'll say the left-hand corner of my screen here. It's 3-1 to Central Vieux Fort. This one is a list forward there. A good take there by a Bosco. A Poyet winning it back for Vieux Fort South. List back there by Samuel. Douglas Masley trying to belt this one in. Spreads it wide. Is finding his man. Charles losing there on the far side. Central will build again with Titus Elva. He's trying to take on his man, and the ball is going into touch there of Elva. Throw into Francis Samuel. Nanton back to Samuel. Samuel is trying to take on his man. And he's wrestled him down to the ground. And this one's straight into the path of Jean-Charles. Boutou Jabat is winning this one. Titus Elva. Oh, he's trying to belt this one past Jean-Charles, and couldn't receive it on the volley how he would have wished, and he's furious about something. Nanton laces it forward. Douglas Masley has lose this one. Jefferson Jones is trying to take on his man. Oh, some good tackle in there by Andy Gabriel. Looking for Gal. Savory is looking for Poyot, and Bosco clears. Les Porras finding his man. Les Porras again finding his man. Well won there by Vieux Fort South, and Alwyn is battling with Savory in the middle. Jefferson Jones is on the end of this one. Gal is in control, looking for Ernie Sudat. Ernie losing to Vital. Samuel. Well tackled there by Boutou Jabatis. well found by Titus Elva. And there's nothing there in for Elva. The ball was in the path of Ernie Sudat, and it was well received in the defensive third of Central Vieux Fort, as the ball just trickled into touch there for throwing. Poyot giving it away, and this ball is played back to the keeper, Jeff Bosco Emmanuel. Bosco spreads it wide, a good turn there by the player. Andy Jabatis receiving this one, tries it again. Oh, this one was in the path of TT, but failing to have his boot onto it. Now it's Douglas Maslin. Ball loves Douglas Maslin and is looking for Ernie Sudat. Well met there on the far side by Curtis Benoit. Curtis finding his man. Nanton finding Douglas Maslin. Vital doing some very, very good defending there for Central Vieux Fort, putting it into touch. Freud there to Central Vieux Fort. That's Vieux Fort South. And the custodian from Central Vieux Fort was brought down on the far side. Let me remind you, it's unlimited changes. And Central Vieux Fort is looking more comfortable of the two. Francis Samuel is going to lose out. This one is way too hard there for TT. Poyot. Good shielding of the ball there by Poyot. Finding his man. Jefferson finding Titus Elva. And well taken there by Edmond Jean-Charles. Anthony Jabatis. Jefferson Jones. Titus Elva with Jefferson Jones squaring it to Butu, and straight to Edmund from his defense. Douglas Maslin looking for Savory. Savory squares it, looking for his man running on the flank, but the left defender just put it into the path of his keeper, straight to his gloves. Jeff Emmanuel not collecting it too cleanly. Nanton looking for Sudat. Alwyn looking for Jefferson Jones. Oh, and the keeper came out, and Ernie Nanton shadowed Jefferson Jones, and the keeper has to do some more work here. Edmond Jean-Charles Throw in by Jefferson Jones, finding his man. Jones will bring it across. No problems whatsoever for Jean Charles, the custodian in goal for Vieux Fort South. This one is the list forward. Eluding the players and going into touch for a throw to Central Vieux Fort. Mark Assyria finding his defender. Anthony Butu-Jobatis looking for tighter Silva, but he was well tackled there by Ernie. Ernie finding Douglas Maslin. Losing there on his part. Oh, very good ball to Butu-Jobatis, and he's putting this one over the head of the keeper, and Andy Butu-Jobatis putting this one at the back of the net and increasing the lead of Central Vieux Fort 4-1. They're looking very, very good here tonight. The boys are decked in pink and black. A shot there of Les Forrest is a keeper. Decked in the blue and yellow cap. Well, it's all happening here at the Philip Maslin grounds. The boys of Central Vieux Fort looking very comfortable here with a 4-1 lead. Jefferson Jones makes his way out. The number 72. Douglas Maslin. Losing to Andy Butu-Jobatis. Roll this one there to Mark. Mark looking for his man there and has missed it completely. Jeremy was making a meal out of it there. Earl Vital for clearance. No problems for Edmond Jean Charles. Nunton finds his man, Brian Maslin. A very good ball there on the far side. Charles winning the corner on the far side. It was already Nunton with a burst of fury there, moving in the forward position and leaving the defensive dreadlocks man to gather the spoils. Savory has positioned himself in the defense, and some good defending there by Central Vieux Fort as they come again. Wilbur Moffat giving chase, and the ball is pushed from Andy to his keeper. South will start again. Andy was looking for Nantan, but well worn by Max Serrier, and almost giving this one away. Sudat looking for his man on the far side. Well dealt with there by Vital in defense for Central View forward. Wilbur Moffat is the destination. Well taken there by Edmond Jean-Charles. Wilbur was looking for Jeremy there, the number 69 who just came in. Brian Maslin finding his man. Douglas Maslin looking for Ernie Nunton. And Bosco came out of his goal. And Bosco is putting it wide. Jeff Bosco Emmanuel was beaten on the first occasion, and he made amends and just squaring it wide. A corner kick there to Vieux South, a very gusty wind here. This one is sailed, and this one is blazed wide off the right upright of Jeff's goal. For 1 to Central View Fort. Ball is given to Poyot. Poyot is trying to look for his man. Is lost in the process there. Good work there by Andy. Some serious tackle in there. And a whistle of the man in the middle went, sporting an infringement there on Dennis Charles. Ernie Sudat. And of course, Francis Samuel has positioned themselves behind this one. Francis Samuel. And this one just spilled out of the hands of Jeff Emmanuel, and Ernie Nunton put it at the back of the net, and you see a celebration there by Vieux South a player, and that's a spectator. He's dancing to the music, though his team is down by 4 goals to 2. I think he did scale the defense coming onto the field and enjoying himself. And the officer is having a laugh at this one. 4-2 to Central View Fort. And at the final whistle, it is Central View Fort advancing into the semi-finals of the Caribbean Alliance Gold Cup. That's the main trophy. Yes, of course, defeating their neighbors here. That's Vieux South by 4 goals to 2. And of course, Mabuya advancing earlier on, defeating Ancillary in penalty shootouts by 4 penalties to 3. And we'll be back here tomorrow, God's willing, to see Soufrière veterans come up against Micoud veterans. And of course, All Blacks from Dennery, they'll be coming up against Gros-Islet veterans. And let me make mention to you that you're viewing veterans football courtesy Winners TV. So have a good night, safe trip home, and of course we'll be back here tomorrow, God's willing, to see some more of veterans football.